Good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible and visible. I, Anish Gupta, on behalf of the National Law Training Institute, welcome Siddhant Pengoriya to this live mentorship session. Although he's very famous, two of his distinctions outshine the most. Firstly, his rank, and secondly, his mention in the Tanmay Bhatt's video. The link to that video can be found in the description box. Uh, Siddhant, if you would introduce yourself, it would be great.
Hanji, hi, audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Perfect, right. So, hi guys, I'm Siddhant. My claim to fame has been told to you by our beloved mentor. Siddhant Pengoriya. I come from Noida. I'm right now enrolled in National Law School of India University, Bangalore in the 5-year law program. Currently, I'm in the second year. So, I had given your CLAT and AILET examinations in 2021. Yeah. I like, although not important, but I secured a rank 30 in CLAT and rank 1 in AILET, and I chose NLS over NLU Delhi. And right now I'm here sitting in my hostel talking to all of you.
Right. Siddhant, should I share the slides? I think you are good to go. Take over from here.
Right. So, do you want me to answer the questions first, or should we go ahead with the presentation first?
I think we should go ahead with the presentation first and then take the
Cool.
questions.
Sorted.
Yeah, I hope the slides are visible. Yeah, Siddhant, start.
Slides में कुछ मजेदार हो गया. It's okay, chalo guys. Cool. So the
Yeah,
slides are titled Seven Mistakes to Avoid, right? So now as I see your examination is in December, right? And it is August abhi. So you have essentially 4 full-fledged months. These seven mistakes are those which every aspirant commits, right? Even I committed. Anybody who I've spoken to here, at some point or in their preparation, they committed these seven mistakes. If these mistakes were told to me beforehand, I would have easily avoided them and made my path very easy. So I have curated seven most important mistakes that aspirants are likely to make so that you can be cognizant of these and you do not make them. Anish, we can start. You can move on to the first slide. Perfect. So it says enrolling in multiple coachings. First slide. It says enrolling in multiple coaching. So this is the first mistake that everybody commits, as in when they're exploring different coaching institutes and trying to figure out where they want to actually study, right? It's like a very general habit that you'll find students enrolled in n number of coachings. कि मतलब X, Y, Z, all top coachings are enrolled in. कहीं के mocks ले लेते हैं, कहीं की classes ले लेते हैं, कहीं के mentorship ले लेते हैं, कहीं का ये कर देते हैं. यहाँ का material कम हो जाएगा, वहाँ पे ये teacher अच्छा, वहाँ पे वो teacher अच्छा है. I don't really see the point. And my suggestion to you is just choose one, stick to one. And therefore, I present a 1+1 rule. So, the problem with these top notch coaching institutes is that although their material is good, they lack in personal mentorship. Only very few coaching institutes in India are able to provide that sort of personal mentorship that you require. Personal mentorship is important for strategy building. Strategy building is something that I'll come to probably in the fifth or the sixth slide. Which is like very crucial for these examinations, right? Let me just make this very clear. 30% of the examination is about what you have studied and what substantively you have read and what you're going to produce. जितना सीख के तुम उधर करने वाले हो, that is only 30%. The rest 70% of your effort should be on your strategy. Strategy का मतलब क्या timing होनी चाहिए, what should be your attempting order, in what order should you attempt which section, should you mark the OMR before or should you mark the OMR after. All of these are strategy questions that you need to thoroughly prepare beforehand. This strategy does not come up somewhere during the last few months. It happens from day one, from the first mock you give. You should be building a strategy. Therefore, I present a 1+1 rule, which I think is a very ideal rule. One means a proper top notch coaching institute, and the other one is a personal mentorship type institution. So, you know all popular coachings which are readily available and whose material you have taken, and I think most of you have already enrolled to one of those, right? So one coaching enrolled to that, but those coaching institutions have so many students, have so many people, that the mentors are not able to guide you personally. For this examination you need that. For that you can also subscribe to something like what Anish is currently trying to run, the National Law Training Institute, which he's come up with. which provides personalized mentorship in groups of 4, in groups of 5. There is one mentor who's dealing with you. You can ask them doubts, you can ask them questions, you can ask them to take sessions, mock solving sessions, doubt clearing sessions, all of those strategy building sessions. This 1+1 rule is the most effective rule. From the mean coaching, you get material and you attend classes, and from this mentorship type coaching, you take strategy lessons and you talk to your peers and you talk to your mentors in a very personalized atmosphere to take you ahead. Right? अगर आपके जैसे मॉक में कम मार्क्स आते हैं and you feel demotivated, you cannot go to the main coaching institute and वहां पे आप सर से जाके नहीं बोलोगे कि सर मेरे यहाँ नंबर कम आ रहे हैं, मैम मेरे यहाँ कम नंबर कम आ रहे हैं. They have thousands of children to cater to. They won't be able to respond. What you can otherwise do is, if you are involved in a personalized mentor, जहाँ पे एक मेंटोर के पास खाली 20 बच्चों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, वो आप हर 20 के 20 को अच्छे से जानता है, अच्छे से पहचानता है. He or she knows your weaknesses, your strengths, and they'll be able to assist you properly. We can go to the second slide now. Anish, second slide. Right. So this reads, leaving preparation for the end, read as procrastination. One common thing that I have found amongst all people who are right now in NLS is consistency. They did not start preparing for CLAT in the last 10 days and made it to NLS, right? That's not how it works. There are 80,000 people who are giving CLAT. Only 4,000 of them get into NLUs, which should be your aim. For those 4,000, one thing that remains constant is consistency. You start from today and you consistently work till day 2. You should not be procrastinating कि कोई नहीं ये तो मैं तब करूंगा, मॉक्स तो मैं आखिरी के 15 दिन में कर लूंगा, आखिरी के 1 महीने में कर लूंगा. नहीं, it does not work that way. You need to have a proper timetable, a proper strategy as to what is to be done when. Abhi, because it's just the beginning, start with basics, right? Start reading. CLAT especially is very comprehension based, right? To start reading editorials, start doing reading comprehension type questions, go to sites, read up fiction, read up non-fiction, start doing that. Start reading the newspaper thoroughly, start solving questions of mathematics and logical reasoning. Very simply, no BT, everything chill, right? किसी pressure में नहीं, but chill तरीके से question solve करना start करो. You can get those RS Agarwal types books या फिर अपनी coaching का जो material है, या फिर net पे maths, English solve करने का बहुत सारा material. Just start working on that. Start working on vocabulary. Vocabulary improves reading speed, which is very important in an examination like CLAT. For AILET specifically, you might want to try things like, as I said, try solving the RS Agarwal or related books, try solving mathematics, vocabulary, logical reasoning, critical reasoning. ये चीजें धीरे धीरे करके start करो. अभी stress लेने की need नहीं है. But 1 month down the line, especially from September, you need to have a very targeted practice, wherein you start attempting sectional tests, you start attempting topic tests, find out which section is of yours is weak, find out which section is strong. Strong section को थोड़ा पीछे रखो, weak section पे काम करो. स्टार्ट अटेम्प्टिंग मॉक्स. अगर अभी नहीं स्टार्ट करा है, अभी थोड़ा और टाइम देना चाहते हो खुद को, तो दो. पहले प्रेपरेशन स्ट्रॉन्ग रखो. स्ट्रेट अप अगर मॉक पे चले जाओगे तो हो सकता है यू गेट लो मार्क्स एंड यू गेट डिमोटिवेटेड. ओनली व्हेन यू फील दैट योर प्रेपरेशन इज एट अ डिसेंट लेवल, यानी कि प्रेपरेशन बहुत अच्छी होगी तभी मॉक्स देंगे, वो तो लास्ट डे तक भी नहीं होगी. व्हेन यू फील दैट योर प्रेपरेशन हैज कम डाउन टू अ डिसेंट लेवल, start giving mocks, start exploring what kind of questions are there in the paper. अभी you can also refer to past year papers, right? ये अभी का बता रहा हूँ, अभी मतलब आज से अगले 20 दिन अगस्त में refer to past year papers, what past year papers have looked like, what especially the last 3 years paper for CLAT and like last 8-9 years paper for AILET जब से वो हो रहा है. देखो कि किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं, so that you get an idea of where your preparation should go. Third slide, Anish. The third mistake which aspirants very commonly make. One second. Just give me a second. Right, sorry guys, I had to get water. So the third mistake which aspirants often end up making is by either underdoing mocks or overdoing mocks. Underdoing का मतलब कर ही नहीं रहे हैं. लास्ट के 1 महीने में एक हफ्ते में एक मॉक would not work. I personally did one mock one day in the last 1 month. तो लास्ट एक महीने में मैं कम से कम 25 से 28, 25 to 28 mocks I had solved in the last month itself for CLAT alone, excluding AILET. For CLAT alone, I had solved 25 to 28 mocks. This is, I think, the minimum, right? अगर आपको लग रहा है थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो रहा है, you can of course bring it down to 20, 19, 18 for a month, for the last month, but उससे कम नहीं जा सकता. अभी try doing one mock a week. September में increase frequency to 2 mocks or 3 mocks a week, and from November onwards try doing a mock once in every 2 days. अब दिक्कत कहाँ आती है कि once you get to the hang of mocks, you start overdoing mocks कि मतलब हर दिन एक मॉक कर रहे हैं और कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है. The test or the strategy to find out whether you are underdoing or overdoing mocks is by seeing whether you are improving. अगर लगता है कि हाँ कंसिडरेबल इंप्रूवमेंट आ रहा है हर मॉक में, तो मतलब you are on the right path. If you think that you're not learning anything, you're not gaining anything, you're at the wrong path. When I say considerable improvement, I'm not talking about marks per se. जरूरी नहीं है कि मतलब आज एक मॉक दिया, कल एक मॉक दिया तो कल वाले में मतलब 5 नंबर बढ़ने ही बढ़ने चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं है. Of course there'll be a very slow steep, right? मतलब ऐसे मतलब बहुत ही ऐसे ग्राफ will not just go like that. It'll be a very steep slope. What you have to keep in mind is whether you are learning anything from those mocks or not. The fact that, okay, आज मैंने एक mock दिया and I learned 10 new concepts. I identified a very important topic that I haven't practiced till now and it will come in the exam, so I have to do it. Things like this, when you start realizing from mocks, or probably something like GKQK or Ukraine-Russia conflict is something that came in the paper today and I haven't really touched upon it only. हाँ ठीक है, मैं यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करके जाऊंगा और वो 3 दिन वाले मॉक में वापस क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं, some different question, same passage, and you're like, oh damn, yes, I know it. This is what is improvement. जरूरी नहीं कि उस मॉक में नंबर बढ़े हो, बट आपको कॉन्सेप्ट ज्यादा पढ़ने लगे. इवन इफ यू आर नॉट consistently increasing your mock scores, don't worry. If you're learning new stuff every day, that is good enough for you to excel in the final paper. That will be my advice. Remember the test, considerable improvement test. Fourth slide. Anish, fourth slide. Now comes the game, right? This is one thing I've like heard from a couple of places, and I really like the way it's put. CLAT is not a difficult examination. It is not as difficult as something like JEE or NEET. कि पूरा पूरा दिन पढ़ना है, 10-10 घंटे दिन के देने हैं, पूरी सोशल लाइफ खराब कर देनी है, नो मूवीज, नथिंग ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स अ वेरी टारगेटेड एग्जामिनेशन. जो उसका सब्सटैंटिव पोर्शन है जो पढ़ के जाना है, एज आई सेड, इज ओनली 30%. रिमेनिंग इज स्ट्रेटेजी. इफ यू एंटर द एग्जामिनेशन हॉल विद द लाइसेंस फेयर अप्रोच कि जैसा होगा वैसे देख लेंगे, जैसा पेपर आएगा वैसा देख लेंगे, नहीं चलेगा. यू नीड टू हैव अ प्री प्लान्ड स्ट्रेटेजी कि कब क्या कैसे क्यों होगा. When you enter the examination hall, you should know that you have only 120 minutes. You should know where these 120 minutes are allotted to, why and where. So a strategy could look something like this, right? So I'll just give you a brief outlook about my strategy. First was about the attempting order. क्या section पहले करना है, क्या section last में करना है. My attempting order used to be like critical reasoning, GK, verbal reasoning, mathematics, and logical reasoning. I used to go with the heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy approach. One heavy section followed by one light section. हेवी सेक्शन माने क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग, जिसमें रीडिंग ज्यादा होती है, फॉलोड बाय जीके. जीके में क्या है, मतलब आंसर आता है तो नहीं आता है तो आता, नहीं आता नहीं आता, यू जस्ट हैव टू टेक मार्क, मूव अहेड. Then followed by reading comprehension, which again is a very reading heavy subject. Followed by mathematics, which again is barely 15 questions. Maths के आते हैं तो आते हैं, नहीं आते नहीं आते. My maths was bit on the stronger side, therefore I considered it as a light section. Followed by finally logical reasoning, which included both critical as well as analytical reasoning, which involved a lot of brains. तो वो मैं end के लिए रख लेता था. Again, my logical reasoning was slightly on the upper hand. Therefore, I used to give like enough leeway to it. लीगल रीजनिंग, आई एम वेरी सॉरी, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग तो क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग में आ गया. लास्ट यूज्ड टू बी लीगल रीजनिंग. सो लीगल वाज थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट मेरा, राइट. लीगल रीजनिंग आई यूज्ड टू टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, देयरफॉर मैं उसको एंड में छोड़ता था, सो दैट आई हैड लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. Again, based on the difficulty and my interest level, I used to divide time. GK, I cannot give more than 5 minutes. Mathematics, I cannot give more than 10-12 minutes. But for critical reasoning, I needed 25 minutes. For verbal reasoning I needed 30 minutes, and remaining 40-45 minutes जितना बच जाता है सब legal reasoning को जाता था, क्योंकि legal reasoning used to be very time consuming for me. For me, I adopted a very unconventional strategy that I do not suggest to people, of marking the OMR sheet together at the end. पहले मैं पूरे क्वेश्चन पेपर में आंसर मार्क करता था, एंड एंड में सब कुछ OMR शीट पे 10 मिनट में कॉपी करता था. Most people do not advise this strategy because there are high chances that you just make a mistake towards the end, या फिर you just don't have the time to mark the OMR, जिसमें even if you have done the entire paper correctly कुछ submit नहीं होगा तो zero आएगा. But I knew that I can manage my time accordingly. मैं 10 मिनट guaranteed end में निकाल के रखता था for marking the OMR. So that was a strategy that worked for me. How many questions to attempt? How many questions not to attempt? What kind of question should I attempt? What kind of question should I leave? My strategy was full attempt. I used to attempt all 150 questions. I attempted the CLAT paper and the AILET paper entirely. Again, a strategy that is not advised by many. It works according to you. Remember, you cannot adopt anybody else's strategy. You cannot just absorb it. Every individual is different. Every individual has different needs. Every individual has different interests. Every individual finds different subjects helpful, finds different subjects difficult, find different subjects easy. उसके अकॉर्डिंगली अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी मोल्ड करनी जरूरी है. माई थॉट वॉज कि आई वुड एंड अप वेस्टिंग सो मच टाइम थिंकिंग अबाउट कि ये क्वेश्चन करूं या ना करूं. Why don't I just mark something and move ahead, right? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि चार ऑप्शंस में से कुछ भी समझ नहीं आएगा. I would be somehow able to eliminate at least one if not two options, and बचे कुछ में मैं मार्क कर दूंगा. That is how I framed my strategy with the help of my mentors. My mentor, I was lucky enough to get a coaching institute which did not have many kids. It is not a full-fledged coaching institute. It's like a mentorship thing only. My mentor was able to guide me individually. I had a group of 5 people, और वो हम 5 को individually देखता था. He used to know which area, what areas are my strong zones, where am I faltering, what are my weak zones, what is the type of mindset I'm approaching the paper with, and वो उसके accordingly मेरी strategy बनाने में help करते थे. I think even you need an experienced mentor for that. Even if you do not get a mentor, strategy is something that you cannot go without in the paper. Remember, it's less of a competition, more of a game. You cannot play a game without a strategy. You cannot crack CLAT or AILET or any law entrance exam without a strategy. Anish, next slide. The fifth problem, or the fifth mistake which people make, is that they ignore AILET. The common perception which is found in many students, many of you might also be prone to this misconception, is that CLAT अगर हो गया तो AILET भी हो जाएगा. So let's go a bit into history, right, as to how these examinations evolved. Like 3 or 4 years ago, CLAT and AILET had the same pattern. Like just with the use of hands, CLAT and AILET had the same pattern. CLAT decided to change its pattern and became slightly more difficult, wherein it involved a lot of reading, it increased the time, etc., etc. What people thought was कि अगर हम ये difficult वाला CLAT की preparation कर लेंगे तो easy वाला AILET हो जाएगा. Like more preparation and you get the easier one done, and therefore they used to simply target CLAT, only prepare for CLAT, assuming कि हाँ AILET तो हो जाएगा. That's not the case. Remember that CLAT and AILET require very different skill sets. CLAT is more on the comprehension side, wherein you need to strengthen your comprehension abilities, your reading abilities, your logical thinking skills. On the other hand, AILET is more mechanical. You need to know, you need to have a strong mathematical side, a strong logical reasoning side. Even English, for that matter, is very logical. Like वो आपसे synonyms, antonyms, vocabulary ऐसी चीजें पूछते हैं. Like basic grammar they're gonna ask you, which is something that you develop with practice. Like solving a lot of questions would help you crack AILET, and reading a lot of stuff would help you crack CLAT. They require very distinct skill sets. So one of the major misconceptions that doing CLAT will be enough for doing AILET is something that you need to just throw in the dustbin. Remember, they need different skill sets, but it isn't कि बहुत ज्यादा डिस्टिंक्ट है कि मतलब भाई सिर्फ एक ही चूज कर सकते हैं एलेट या क्लैट. ऐसा नहीं है, दोनों को साथ में लेके चल सकते हैं. थोड़ा स्लाइटली बेंट ऑफ माइंड रिक्वायर्ड है, स्लो थोड़ा स्ट्रैटेजी में डिफरेंस रिक्वायर्ड है, बट इट कैन बी डन. Simply being aware of the fact that there is a second examination, an equally important examination that requires a different skill set is enough. Till the time you are cognizant, जब तक दिमाग में है कि हाँ यार एक दूसरी चीज भी है जिस पे फोकस करना है, हो जाएगा. 10,000 people sit for the AILET exam. Trust me, 9,000 of them come with this misconception. It is only 1,000 people competing for those 80 seats, which is not a difficult competition, right? क्लैट में 80,000 बच्चे बैठते हैं, यहाँ खाली 10,000 बैठ रहे हैं, जिसमें से 9,000, 9,500 have come with this problematic assumption that क्लैट के लिए तो हमने प्रिपेयर करा, एलिट हो जाएगा. नहीं. If you think that AILET is another exam that I need to prepare for separately, 50% of the work is done, 50% preparation will itself follow. Sixth slide, Anish. I don't know if this slide is properly visible to you or not. The slide reads, getting caught up in the competition too much. नीचे competition word शायद missing है. A general pattern that you'll observe when you get into mocks and coaching institutes is that there are people of different types, right? Some are like super smart. Every mock they'll be getting 100 plus. And you might be somebody who's like lingering at 70, lingering at 80. 1 second. It is important for you to know that 1 second, some disturbance. Cool, we'll continue. Let them be. So, competition, right? Competition can be a very big source of demotivation. I get 80 marks in my mocks, another person gets 100, and I'm like, bro, we prepared the same, but how's he getting better, right? Many a times you get stuck into that loop कि bro rank क्यों नहीं आ रही है, why I mean, मेरे marks क्यों नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, इसके तो हो रहा है उसके हो रहा है. Stop comparing yourself. It's like a very cliche line, but compare yourself to yourself. Compare your present state to your best state and try achieving that. Let this guy leave and then we'll continue. By the way, guys, this is Mr. Sukarm Sharma. He is my roommate. LSAT rank 1, CLAT rank 5, AILET rank 3. Big topper dude. Just close the door, please. Thank you so much. And now we do not have any disturbance. I am sorry for the inconvenience. Right. So I was saying, do not get caught up into the loop of this circular competition, right? One strategy that I thought would help me was to not chase ranks, but to chase marks. मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी थी कि मेरे को 100 मार्क्स चाहिए whatsoever, whether it be CLAT or AILET. I am just targeting 100 marks. Even if I get a rank of 100, I'm fine with it. Even if I get a rank of 1,000, I'm fine with it. But I want 100 marks. This is for like mocks. I would never want to be the first in the class, but मेरा target था कि यार देखो मेरे को 100 marks लाने, because my target was very skill based. My target could never be dependent on how others are performing. Chase marks, not ranks, and ranks would just follow. When I say do not get caught up into the competition, and I say do not compare you to your friends, I do not mean that you start avoiding healthy competition also. The fact that these mentorship sessions have a group of 4 and Anish is promoting this concept of study buddies is that you can help yourself. तो marks अपने discuss करो, अपनी zones discuss करो, but only till the time it's healthy, right? Make friends, make study buddies, make study partners. Find out what the other person's strong zones are. शायद वो आपकी कहीं help कर पाए, शायद आप उसकी कहीं help कर पाओ. Mock analysis is a good thing that you could do together. Mock analysis is often done together. It is advisable that you analyze your mocks together. All of this is healthy competition. As soon as it starts getting demotivating, just cancel that person off, cancel those set of people off, and focus on your education, focus on your preparation. That is what is crucial here, right? Anish, next slide. Right, seventh slide, very cliche but very important, right? This is the last slide, which is the most important. Giving up too soon. If you want to crack these examinations, you need to have the right attitude, and that right attitude is of persistence and consistency. वो आई कांट फाइंड अ बेटर वर्ड, बट द जिगरा जो होता है ना, दैट शुड बी देयर कि हाँ मैं कर सकता हूँ. एटीट्यूड प्लेज अ वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल रोल. If your attitude is like हाँ okay CLAT is like my second option, I'll give it, CLAT नहीं होता तो कोई नहीं LSAT हो जाएगा, 60 percentile में भी LSAT निकल जाता है, जनरल चले जाएंगे. If you have that kind of attitude, I'm sorry, you won't be able to make it to these examinations. If you want to get into the top law schools of the country, you need to have the right attitude कि हाँ, these are the things I have to do, these are the things I will do. There will be ups and downs. It's not a very hunky dory journey कि हाँ सब पढ़ेंगे, दोस्त बनेंगे, स्टडी buddies बनेंगे, सब मस्त होगा. ऐसे नहीं होगा. You're gonna have ups and downs. I remember I gave a mock, an all India open mock of some, like it was like a free mock, so many people signed up for it. It was online because of the COVID thing, and I got like a very very pathetic rank of 600 out of some 2,500 people. And my first thought was कि bro अगर 2,500 बच्चों में I'm getting a rank of 600 when 80,000 people sit for the exam, how am I even gonna get anything close to what I'm aspiring? I realized this was a wrong thing, like a very wrong thought. It was an online exam, many people must have cheated. I thought ki koi nahi. It is a good thing to give me a push. I took inspiration from that low. Instead of crying in my bed or just, messing things up, leaving it, I decided okay, I'm going to pick everything up now systematically. I went to my mentor. I shared them the result. They analyzed it once and they told me, ki, Siddhant, every section you need to work on, specifically reading, because my comprehension skills weren't that strong. I subscribed to the Hindi newspaper. I read it religiously for 6 straight months. The editorial section, every editorial I've read. I focused on sectional tests for reading comprehension and critical reasoning because that was my weak zone. All of this by that one single push that All India Open Mock gave to me. अगर मेरा मन था तो मैं छोड़ सकता था क्लैट, मतलब I could have easily done something like chartered accountancy या फिर मैं दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी चला जाता, बहुत मस्त होता, बोर्ड में I got a good score, I could have easily gone there. But no, I was determined कि करना है तो मुझे ये करना है, वरना I don't think so I want to do anything else. With that kind of attitude, I think that is what made the difference. And that is again something consistently I've seen across all my friends at NLS, that they have the right attitude, the right approach towards anything. If your approach is that ट्रायल एरर करके देख लेते हैं मस्ती में, नहीं हो. ओनली व्हेन यू आर डिटर्मिन्ड कि हाँ करना है तभी होगा. डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग कि मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि राइट एटीट्यूड है तो हो जाएगा. राइट एटीट्यूड, प्रेपरेशन, स्ट्रेटजी, 3 थिंग्स. राइट एटीट्यूड, preparation, and strategy. If you nail these 3 very easy things, अकेले नहीं होगा, I'm telling you. You need the help of material from a coaching institute, and you need the assistance of a mentor. I'm not, just don't get me wrong, I'm not selling any mentorship session, I'm not selling any coaching institute here, but all I'm telling you is that this is my personal experience. I wouldn't uh, make it till here without my mentors, right? Mentors can be anybody. It can be your seniors, it can be uh, people who have given it in the past, but they should be someone who've competently cleared the examination, right? It shouldn't be कि हाँ मतलब दे के छोड़ दिया तो वो guide कर देंगे, नहीं. Only those who have made it know how it's done, what is the right strategy, they had the right strategy, and only they will be able to help you. Therefore, I'll repeat the mantra once again. It is the right attitude plus preparation plus strategy, and next thing you know, you'll be meeting me in NLS Bangalore. So thank you so much for coming up and showing up. Thank you so much, Anish, for inviting me. It was like a small session only. I didn't want to take a lot of time. And also happy Raksha Bandhan to all of you. Sab log ko like a lot of congratulations and whatever, and best of luck to everybody who is sitting here and who probably watches this video later. Best of luck. Have the right attitude, and yeah, I know you'll be able to make it. Yes, Anish, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Siddhant, for your enlightening words. I sincerely hope that the aspirants got to learn a lot from you, being both a CLAT topper and a AILET topper. This is just for the information of all the aspirants that we shall be having more such sessions by NSW students and CLAT AILET toppers, whereby they'll be sharing their preparation journey and also sometimes sneak peeks into the life at NLS. With this, I thank you again, Siddhant, for taking out time out of your precious schedule, hectic schedule at NLS, and thank you. I think you may leave the meeting and I'll take it forward. Bye bye. So, guys, that was Siddhant Pengoriya. Karthik Kalra, I don't know. I asked you to promote this meeting, but you didn't. So I think that's the reason only 7 people were there. With this, I thank you all to patiently listening to our mentor, Siddhant Pengoriya. We promise that we'll be getting in more mentors who shall share their preparation journey in the future. And that might include Karthik Kalra, our batch topper as well. With this, I end this meeting. Thank you all, and I hope that you join our National Law Training Institute and you like the initiative that we have started here. Thanks a lot.